Welcome back to the Backyard Sports Center. I say welcome back because we were just live about an hour and a half ago with some Backyard Football Online League playoff action where we saw the reigning champ in the Front Yard Conference, Say Safe, return to the Super Colossal Cereal Bowl. Super exciting stream if you were able to catch that. But we are switching away from football, but still sticking with the playoffs as we have a friend of the stream in Charguider and our very own Backyard Sports Center personality, Alex, facing off in an American League Wild Card Series. And as one of our moderators, Crazy Eights, has already reminded both coaches in the chat, the winner of this matchup will play arguably the best team this season in the Baja Blasters. So certainly a tough matchup for either of these teams in the next round. But we've got to figure out this series first, so don't count your chickens before you're hatched. Don't get too ahead of yourself. These two coaches have to play first. This is game number 1, and this will, I believe, be the only game we have for you tonight in this best-of-3 playoff series. The Moose are the home team. They are the 4 seed. The Grand Tree Gnomes, the 5 seed, although very similar record-wise, 8-6 versus 7-7. Also very similar teams. They got to this point a little differently, but they ended up with pretty similar statistics. They both will hit their fair share of home runs, but nothing too crazy. Charguider hit the sixth most home runs in the league at 53, which was still almost half as many as the leader in the Evil Rays. And Alex and the Mid-County Moose, which Alex was a sub-coach for, so half of these stats are his own, and half of these stats are from the previous coach. But they hit a fair amount of home runs as well. They almost hit 40 home runs as a team. The Grand Tree Gnomes come into this matchup 4-1 in their last 5. Their only loss was to these Mid-County Moose at home at Casa de Pablo. They lost that game 16-11. Their only loss in their last 5 games, so they're looking to avenge that. The Mid-County Moose are looking to get back to that game, not only because they beat the Grand Tree Gnomes in that game, but they come in 3-4 since the All-Star break, and they haven't scored double digits since that win against the Grand Tree Gnomes at Casa de Pablo. So they are looking to get their offense back on track against this Grand Tree Gnome defense. And I believe we are ready to go. I see Chargrider and the Grand Tree Gnomes are ready to go. We're just waiting on our coach Alex, and it looks like they are ready to go now. And so let me see if they were waiting on me to tell them to start. That's why they hadn't started yet. Well, they've got the message now. So now we're ready for some baseball. This is a live simul stream, no recordings this time. And so we got Charguider on the right, Alex on the left, and Cheryl Reynolds for the AI Grand Tree Gnomes is going to pop out in her first at bat, and the Grand Tree Gnomes on their side already have a batter out. So both teams with one out. On the AI side, the Gnomes come right at you with Cheryl Reynolds and Parker Collum, who on the user side, those have been their 2 best players, as Ray Tran just popped out. So here comes Cheryl Reynolds, who I just mentioned, one of the 2 heavy hitters for this team. Although 2 outs, base is empty, not the start that they wanted for one of their heavy hitters. Cheryl Reynolds, 18 home runs, 48 RBIs, and 29 runs scored in the regular season, and that's not going to be a home run. This might be a single, though, as the Moosin pitcher had a little bit of trouble with that. Tatiana Jackson not able to pick that up cleanly as Parker Collum is out for the AI Gnome. So here comes Paulina Sanchez, who has had a very good season, but she's not at Casa de Pablo anymore, and you can see, right as I speak that into existence, she lines out to one of the Weber twins there at third base. So quick and quietly go the Grand Tree Gnomes in their user half of the first inning. Pokey Reese is up to bat for the AI Gnome, so Moose will get to bat here in just a little bit, as Diana Hayes takes the mound for the user Grand Tree Gnomes. And looks like she might give up a hit in the first at bat. Sheila Basanti not able to field that on the hop cleanly. And the AI Moose have a leadoff hit. And looks like AI Pokey Reese ends up with a double. So both teams have an AI base runner, as Paulina Sanchez grounds this one back to Tatiana, who has to dive, gets up and throws, not in time. So the AI Grand Tree Gnomes now all of a sudden have runners on first and third, with Ray Tran coming up to the plate as AI Pablo Sanchez steps in. Always a terrifying, as Jim Kiley not able to get that throw off cleanly. So into second goes Paulina Sanchez. It's now 3 balls, 1 strike to Pablo Sanchez, and he swings and pops this one up. AI Pablo out to right field. Sheila Basanti, is she going to be able to catch that? No, it drops right in front of her. Heading to second is AI Pablo Sanchez, and he's going to slide in safely as Pokey Reese is not able to handle it, and the AI Moose score a run. Oh my goodness, a horrible start here for the Grand Tree Gnomes, down very quickly. Only 4 batters, 1 hit in the top of the first, and now they've yet to record an out and still having trouble. Finally, Diana Hayes, after bumping into Jim Kiley, able to get the runner out at first. Moving to third base is Pablo Sanchez. So Gnomes are at risk of going down 2-0, and this might do it unless AI Pablo Sanchez goes back up to tag. Paulina Sanchez, his own sister, makes the catch. Going back to third is AI Pablo. So the Grand Tree Gnomes 1 out away from getting out of this, but they've already given up 1 AI run. Huge for a tiebreaker situation. Zoe Mallory, the leadoff hitter, and a backwards catch from the one-height Pokey Reese at shortstop. Oh my goodness. Made that look really easy, but a one-height catching a line drive backwards looking the wrong way is never an easy thing, as Sydney Chang, who has been statistically the worst hitter for the Moose, is able to get on. So that brings up Pablo Sanchez, who was, of course, undoubtedly the best hitter on this team. 20 home runs, 50 RBIs in the regular season, all team highs. Although when we switch to, a lot of pitching prompts. When we switch to Casa de Pablo, to be interesting with Pablo on the opposite side as he flies out to the pitcher. Back safely is Sydney Chang. So that brings up the first of the Weber twins, Ashley. Both the Weber twins have been very consistent on offense for the Moose. They both have a home run on the year, and they both have at least 15 RBIs and 20 runs scored each. So very consistent middle of the lineup bats for the Moose. And swinging on 0-2 is a ground ball right back to the pitcher. So both teams do not score in their home half of the first inning. So both teams are into the top of the second. And I missed it because I was focusing on the Gnomes, but the AI Moose scored another run. So it is now 0 to -2. 2 AI runs for the Moose. So even though they weren't able to do much offensively in their half of the first inning, they will certainly be happy to look over and see their AI, although they're not happy to see that as their defense collides. And it doesn't matter because AI Jim Kiley turns around smartly, but allowing AI Jim Kiley to get on. As user Jim Kiley gets a hold of this one, that is a deep shot to left center. Doesn't have enough? Absolutely. The Gnomes quickly going through that home run animation, but forget about it. They're able to get 1 run back. And there's the first user run into this series, a solo shot. And Parker Collum is looking to make it back-to-back. Doesn't have enough to get over the fence. Yes, it does. The Iceman. The 2002 season 14 MVP Parker Collum, with his 22nd home run of the season, 55th RBI. Gnomes are back to a +0. They would still lose if these were the final scores due to the runs allowed tiebreaker, as I believe that's Ashley Weber, spikes the throw from third base. allowing a runner to reach. That brings up Judy Bueller. Thank you, Crazy Eights, for that home run counter. And first pitch swinging, she hits a soft line drive to the shortstop, Zoe Mallory. It's caught for the second out. That brings up Pokey Reese, the leadoff hitter, 0 for 1 today. Swinging at the first pitch, fouling the first pitch. Lorelai Ikaye for the Moosin is on her way to third as Sheila Basanti is dying out there in center field. Will Lorelai go home? Yes, she is. And here comes the throw from Parker Collum, and it's spiked, and it's an inside the park home run for Lorelai Ikaye. You can still forget about it. That counts as a home run in the stat book, and it counts as a user run for the Moose. So now they need +1 to +0 as Donald Vogel gets a hold of this one, but a good pickup by AI Pokey Reese at shortstop. As Ray Tran lines this one, it's going to get down, and the throw is going to go home, and not in time, and it goes over the catcher's head, out of play. Runners advance to second and third, so both teams have a +1 now, and here comes Cheryl Reynolds, a 2-out rally for the Grand Tree Gnomes in their top half of the second inning. Moosin are trying to keep up 2 outs, bases empty in the bottom of the second. That was Lorelai's first home run all season for any of her 3 teams, and it was an inside the parker on a non-power-up at Playgrounds Commons. That is, you see something different every day, as Cheryl Reynolds has yet to get a pitch to hit. A 3-0 count now from AI Tatiana Jackson. Moose are done in their half of the second inning, and that's finally a pitch to hit, and that looks like it's got enough to get over the chain link monster. It does! Cheryl Reynolds! Forget about it. 3-run shot. The Grand Tree Gnomes are storming back now. That was probably not Cheryl's first home run. No, it was not. That was her 19th home run of the season, just for the Grand Tree Gnomes. Her 51st RBI, her 30th run scored. So she continues to be a very powerful 1-2 punch, and yeah, it only took 3 straight balls to get that juicy outside pitch, as Paulina Sanchez is going to be able to get this one into the outfield and trying to advance to second base as Sydney Chang lets that one go by. Now Sydney Chang spikes it, heading to third as Paulina Sanchez. She's going to round and go home, and she is going to make it in standing up. It'll go down as back-to-back home runs. And some advice from Chargeider's rival in the chat, Matt95, telling Chargeider to hit it over the short porch. He doesn't want to do it the easy way. No shortcuts here. And so the Grand Tree Gnomes, after scoring 0 runs in the top of the first, go down with just 1 hit. They have put up a 7 spot. Most of this with 2 outs, and they're not done yet. Sheila Basanti up at the plate. Parker Collum on deck if they can get to him. And that's a good hit up the right field line. Going over is AI Pablo Sanchez and makes the catch. Finally ending the inning, but a huge crooked number there from the Grand Tree Gnomes. A 7 spot. They now lead +5 to +1. AI Grand Tree Gnomes are done in the top of the third. And so User Moose are back up in the bottom half of the third inning. Angie Studenai, I always forget how to say that correctly, but the first baseman for the Moose, who's had a very respectable season. 9 home runs, 26 RBIs, 26 runs scored. Very, very respectable numbers. You could say she's probably been the 3rd best hitter on this team, as AI Sydney Chang is going to make it on. And I just jinxed Angie as she strikes out. Reminds me of a guy named Patrick. Let me tell you about a guy named Patrick Mahomes. Oh, man. Great reference. Great reference. As Tatiana Jackson, AI Tatiana Jackson, steps up and takes strike 1 on the outside edge. As Zoe Mallory is going to get an infield hit for the Moose. And there goes a throw into center field. The Grand Tree Gnomes, who gave up 22 runs in the regular season, have now given up 2 in the playoffs, and they're able to get Sydney Chang at home, not giving up their 25th run of the season. I did ask Chargeider before this game why his team had given up 22 runs, which was bottom 5 in the league. I believe it was bottom 5. It was definitely bottom 10. And he said that he had given up some random home runs. Jocinda Smith hit a home run off of him. Alex Rodriguez hit a home run off of him. But I don't know if I buy that excuse. I'm seeing some poor defense here from the Grand Tree Gnomes. They've got to work on their defense stat. A reference to the RuneScape-inspired Grand Tree Gnomes moniker. Football is back tomorrow? Is it really? Oh, is it that like Hall of Fame game? I don't count that as real football. I don't know, but as Zoe Mallory is out at second base for the user Moose. As the Grand Tree Gnomes do have, and I was wrong, Parker Collum was not on deck. Now Parker Collum is up to bat after being on deck. Runner on first, nobody out. Already has one home run today, and that looked like a good pitch to hit, but it's not going to be a home run. And what a stop from AI Pablo Sanchez. Guns down Parker Collum before he can make it halfway to first base. Yeah, I don't know about that, Jim. I don't know. As here comes the first power-up hit, and it is an undergrounder for the Moosin. And Sidney Chang is going to come in to score very easily. Pablo Sanchez, will he make the turn? And he turned around on accident. Oh, that's not what the Moose wanted to do, but he probably wouldn't have scored anyway. So an RBI double for Ashley. Here comes her sister, Sydney, with 2 outs still. They've extended it now to a +2, but they're still down +5 to +2. Diana Hayes is going to ground out to first base. So Grand Tree Gnomes have 2 outs in the top of the third, as Sydney Weber is out, and that ends the Moose in their home half of the third inning. So halfway through for the Moose, they have a +2. Still top of the third and 2 outs for the Grand Tree Gnomes, with still both of their power-ups. Moose have already used 1. That's a strike on the inside corner. Not a pitch you want to swing at. Just a good pitch from AI Sydney Weber, now on the mound. Here comes the 0-2. And swung on and fouled away by Judy Buehler. And Paulina Sanchez gets a hold of this one in a shallow center field. Diving is Ashley Weber, not able to get there. Zoe Mallory going back, and very slowly going back. Boy, is she a little tired maybe. And is Paulina Sanchez going to round for home? No. AI Paulina Sanchez is in with a stand-up triple, as the Grand Tree Gnomes are able to get Judy Buehler on base. As here's a pop-up back to the pitcher, Sydney. And AI Paulina Sanchez is attempting to go home. Holding on to it, though, not throwing it back to third base, are the Moose. Pokey Reese trying to have a little 2-out rally here. That is ripped, but foul. Steele is back on for user Gnomes, as Jim Kiley for the AI Gnomes is going to ground this one back to the pitcher. Sydney throws it to first base in time, and the user Moose escape without giving up a run, as the Grand Tree Gnomes do not put together a 2-out rally. So a 0, a 7, and a 0 for the Grand Tree Gnomes, which makes sense because, again, when I was talking to the coach Chargeider, and pause that thought because that is ripped by Zoe Mallory, and maybe there was some truth to Chargeider saying he gives up some random home runs, because that is a Zoe Mallory AI home run, and this game is a little bit closer now, +4 to +2. That is 3 AI runs for the Moose. They've actually scored more runs than the user Moose to this point, as that's a single for AI Pablo Sanchez. Pokey Reese won 2 Gold Gloves IRL. Was he short, though? Because our Pokey Reese is a 1 height. Was IRL Pokey Reese also like really short, but also a really good defender? As the Moose avoid the double play there in their game. 5'11", hey, that's not short at all. Some would say that's like actually pretty tall. Over the average, some would say. It's like basically 6 feet, you know? Their words, not mine. Which actually, yeah, if you're listed at 5'11" on your like stats page, you're probably 5'9". Maybe even 5'8". As Tatiana Jackson's looking at an 0-2 count, and she's able to ripped this one in the gap as the shift was on. Diving is Pokey Reese, and he's going to be able to get Donald Vogel out. A good hit, but a good play from the rangy one-height Pokey Reese, as the Grand Trinomes are back up to bat in the top of the 4th inning on the user side, as it looks like the Moose are going to go down quickly and quietly in their half of the 4th inning, so they stay at a +2. Their AI offense is keeping them in this game, though. It's still a 2-run game, and they hold the tiebreaker if they were to end in a tie. Of course, everyone rounds up for height, of course. As Ray Tran is able to leg out a double, so a leadoff double. That brings up Cheryl Reynolds. Already has 1 3-run home run today. She's got a chance for a 2-run shot here. But much like the last at-bat, starting with an unhittable pitch well inside the zone. Sydney Weber trying to back off Cheryl Reynolds from crowding the plate. Another pitch in the dirt. Good block by the catcher. So again, yet to see a pitch to hit for Cheryl Reynolds. And that's a better pitch to hit, a fastball, slightly off center. That's a good pitch to hit for Cheryl Reynolds. Might want to have that one back. But this is another good pitch to hit, and it is lined to the shortstop and caught by Zoe Mallory. So for the first time today, Cheryl Reynolds is retired. That brings up Paulina Sanchez, as the Moose are almost through the top of the 5th inning. And Angie Studnine knocks it down, but not able to. Oh, she is able to. Pardon me, she is able to record the out. So Moose are into the bottom of the 5th. They've got 2 more chances here to try to score some runs. Their AI offense has helped them, but it looks like the Gnomes are going to get one back. Ray Tran has scored. Paulina Sanchez slides in safely. The Gnomes, RBI double for Paulina Sanchez, facing off against her brother Pablo. Gnomes back to a +5. Back to a 3-run lead. As Sheila Basanti comes up to bat, 1 out and 1 on. Sydney Chang is batting here with 1 out, 2 for 2. Great day for Sydney Chang, who was coming into today was batting below 400, batting .397 on the season, but already has 2 singles and might have another one, but no. Catcher was able to pick that one and throw. Yes, Chargeider does have both of his power-ups and a lead. A 3-run lead. As Pablo Sanchez now is up to bat for the Moose, and he gets a hold of this one to deep center field. That's not going to be deep enough, though, and right at the base of the chain link fence, it is caught, and it looks like Alex, understandably so, taking a breather, because they're going to need a big final inning, probably checking the score of the Gnomes game, seeing that they're going to need a big final inning, as this one is popped up to shallow center. Shortstop is out, makes the catch, and the Gnomes have to settle for 1. But the Gnomes are still in the bottom of the 4th. The Gnomes still have to hit twice and have both of their power-ups. So if you're the Moose, you've got to put up a big number here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Got to score, I would think, at least, I was going to say 6 or 7, but that's okay. Wilf is not in the chat, so got to score at least 6 or 7 runs, I would think, to give yourself a chance. And it looks like the Moose are, in fact, watching the Grand Trinomes game very closely, as Diana Hayes bobbles it and is able to throw out the runner in time. Donald Vogel retired. Here comes Sydney Chang, 1 for 1 on the AI side. There's the classic Chargeider shift. Love shifting into the left for those weak, fast batters. Moose would need 3 more. Gnomes still have 2 innings to bat and 2 power-ups, which is why I said probably like 6 to 7, maybe even 8 runs. Because you would assume with 2 power-ups and 2 more at-bats, 2 more innings to bat, they'll get a couple more runs, most likely. As this one is popped up to the pitcher and it's bobbled, but Cheryl Reynolds is able to clean it up. And so finally the Gnomes are into the top of the 5th inning. as the Moose are into the top of the 6th, as that is a wild pitch from AI's Sydney Weber. Parker Collum, a home run in his first at-bat, retired his last at-bat, as there's a pitch on the outside edge, but it's grounded up the middle, and able to beat out the throw from Zoe Mallory. So Parker Collum on first, Diana Hayes up at the plate. Diana Hayes was statistically the worst hitter for the Moose, but still bat .455. So still batting almost .500. Granted, she is the power-up hitter a lot of the time. And speaking of, with one on and one out, here comes a screaming line drive. If it's in the zone, it is. And it's up the right field line. Pablo Sanchez is going to have to pick it up off the chain link fence. Parker Collum is going to have to stay at second base. So if you're the Moose, you'll take that. A screaming line drive single with Parker Collum at second base. Not going to complain about that. So here comes Judy Bueller, 2 on, nobody out. Moose are into the bottom of the 6th inning. This is their last chance, and Sydney Weber with a strong line drive, but right at the left fielder, Cheryl Reynolds. And so that's the first out for the Moose, as it's now bases loaded for the user Gnomes, as Lorelai Ikaye is able to get on for the Moose, and not electing to use a screaming line drive with 1 out. Going to try to do a hit and run here with Donald Vogel. It is to third base, and Jim Kiley did not want to help out his coach's defense at all. And so the risk pays off, and here is your power-up user, Tatiana Jackson, with bases loaded, 1 out. Not going to swing at that crazy ball. Is going to swing at that fastball, and it is a good line drive into center field. 1 run is going to score. Will Lorelai turn and go home? Yes, she will. Donald Vogel is heading to third. Picking it up is Parker Collum. The throw goes to third. Much too late, as Pokey Reese fouls this one. So both teams had the bases loaded there. So it's now a +4 with Angie Studenai up, as Pokey Reese again fouls this one just left. So 2 strikes, still bases loaded, nobody out. Still with an undergrounder, as Angie is going to pop this one up, and Tatiana Jackson is able to slide in safely. Moose are down to their final out. They need something big here because they're still down by 1 run. And the Moose are threatening to score more. That is not an infield fly. It's into the outfield, and it drops in front of Sydney Chang. Out at second, and no, safe at third. Oh, my goodness. Throw was a little offline. AI, Ashley Weber, not able to get the tag down. Here comes the final power-up. 1 run is already scored, and Zoe Mallory gets a hold of this one, and it's into left field. And holding at third is Donald Vogel. So bases loaded, Sydney Chang up. Statistically your worst hitter. She is very fast though, but can she hit it far enough in front of the plate to keep the Moose's rally alive? As out at second base, but another run scores for the Gnomes. So they're up to a +7. Back to a 3-run lead. And Sydney Chang is 1 pitch away from getting walked, but Diana Hayes, AI, does not want to do that. Full count, 3-2, and it's going to be a walk. Sydney Chang draws a walk against AI Diana Hayes, as Cheryl Reynolds pops this one up in front of the pitcher. She's able to beat out the throw, though. So not what you want out of Cheryl Reynolds, but it's not an out. And here comes Pablo Sanchez. Oh, he can turn this game on its head with 1 swing of the bat here. That's not a pitch to do it, though. Ball 1 from the new pitcher, Ray Tran. And a swing and a drive to deep right field. Sitting at the base of the chain link fence is Sheila Basanti, and it's off the chain link fence. And Pablo Sanchez is going to get into second base. Sydney Chang is going to round. Will this be a bases clearing double? It will! Bases clearing double for Pablo Sanchez, as Ray Tran is trying to catch the ball and he can't. So Moose, oh, what a miraculous final inning here. Bottom of the 6th, down to their final out. They now lead +8 to a +7. And they're still going. Pablo Sanchez is second. Ashley Weber down to her final strike. That's a ball well outside. AI Pablo Sanchez is up at the plate. against his sister Paulina, now in the pitch for the Grand Tree Gnomes. And it looks like Ashley Weber's going to get on with a single to left field. That Sydney Chang walk was so clutch and so wild. Here comes the other Weber, and she gets a good swing into this, and is it going to drop? Parker Collum drops it. Oh, AI Parker Collum drops it. Here comes Pablo Sanchez. What a huge inning. 7 runs for the Moose in the bottom of the 6th. 6th of them with 2 outs. They now have a +9. They lead by 2, and they have the runs against tiebreaker. The Gnomes will still have to bat in the 6th inning. That one is knocked down. Everyone's going to be... No, not everyone's going to be safe. Out at first base. A strong throw there. A lot of shenanigans here. And it's bases loaded again for the Moose. Donald Vogel back up at the plate. Can they keep this miraculous rally alive and give themselves a little bit more of a cushion? As Judy Bueller drops it, another AI run scores for the Moose. The Gnomes are down to a +6 with 4 runs allowed as Donald Vogel finally gets out. And that ends the rally, but what an incredible 6th inning from Alex and the Mid-County Moose. They end with a +9, 0 runs against. They now lead by 3. And now we can really just focus. Gnomes need 4. Absolutely. Gnomes need 4 here in the top of the 6th. And they got one of their speedsters up to start this rally off. They still have an undergrounder in their back pocket. But the pressure is on after giving up 4 runs. As Alex let me fix this. Alex has closed his stream, so let me fix this so that it's correct. Woo. I'm not an OBS wizard by any means, so doing my best, but all right, there we go. That looks good. That looks fine. Perfect. Maybe I am an OBS wizard. So Sheila Basanti is on. Lead batter is on, excuse me. As Jim Kiley, that's ripped to left field. That's going to get down. That's going to be a single. Sliding in safely. A little bit of pizzazz there from Sheila Basanti. Probably would have made it in standing up, but wanted to show off a little bit. And here comes Iceman Parker Collum. He can tie the game. They would still need 1 more because of runs against tiebreaker. But Parker Collum can put both teams at a +9. Already 1 home run today. Does he have his 23rd home run in him? So far, no pitches to hit. 2-0. Big moment here. Can they respond to that miraculous comeback? Another pitch, not hittable. 3-0 to Parker Collum. If it's a ball, will Chargeider swing to get another pitch from Sydney Weber? And gonna let that one go. It is a strike, but not necessarily a great strike. And Parker could make up for his lack of defense right here. Absolutely. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's juicy, and it is a high pop fly. Don't think it's deep enough. Back at the fence, and it's caught. Parker Collum not able to come through. Sheila Basanti attempting to get to third is able to again slide in. Her knees are going to be all kinds of tore up. And with Diana Hayes up at the plate, going to use that final power-up. Final power-up being used by Diana Hayes. Did not get a pitch to hit on that first throw. And not able to cancel the steal there. So runners able to get back, but not able to start the runners off here. Sheila Basanti surely will still score, but Jim Kiley might not be able to make it to third. Undergrounder is away. It is to right field. Pablo Sanchez stands and watches as Sydney Chang has to run over and throw the ball in. Jim Kiley is able to get to third. So a run scores. Still need 3 more here. Steals are back on. Judy Bueller up at the plate. 2 for 3 today. That's a good pitch to hit. And it's a line drive. Will it get down? It will! It will! Oh no! It gets through the AI defense of the Moose. Jim Kiley will score. Diana Hayes will get to second and round for third. She's going to get in standing up, even though she's taking her sweet old time. The throw goes home, and Donald Vogel knocks it down. A little frightening there that it might have gone through. And so another run comes in for the Gnomes. They still need 2 more, and they've got to play the bottom of the 6th. Which normally you wouldn't think would be that big of a deal, but the fact they've given up 4 runs already to the AI does not bode well. Hit and run is on again. Pokey Reese up at the plate. It is going to swing in another line drive. Will this one get down? No, the throw goes back to third. Out! Oh, double play! The AI defense of the Moose have just won them game 1. A double play on a line drive. Throw them out at third base. And the Gnomes at best will finish with a +8 and lose by 1 in game 1 of this American League Wild Card Series. Commissioner Crazy Eights always says pitching matters. And it was the difference here as the Gnomes did outscore the Moosin. Moose only put up a +9 with 9 runs and 0 runs against. Gnomes scored 12 but gave up 4. I took the words right out of your mouth. Defense comes back to bite the Grand Tree Gnomes. They've now given up 26 runs in the season. And with game 2 shifting to Pablo de Casa and boosted Paulina Sanchez, this is certainly a game that the Moose wanted to win. If they would have dropped game 1 and had to go into a must-win situation at Casa de Pablo, that would have been dire straits, but not having to worry about that this time. The Moose are moosing through the Woodson. They take game 1 in the slimmest of margins, a 1-run victory. The Grand Tree Gnomes will face a win or go home game 2 back at their home, Casa de Pablo. And I'll never root for one coach over the other, but I'll never complain about a game 3. We will not have game 2 for you here tonight. It was just the one game. But we so appreciate you hanging out, watching that thrilling game, and we will be back very soon with more playoff action, more rBBL playoff action, more Backyard Football Online League playoff action very soon. So you definitely want to come back and tune in for that. But that will do it for us here tonight, a 2-stream night here on the Backyard Sports Center. Thank you for hanging out. This is, as always, Ben Bath Beyond, and we'll catch you next time, Backyard Sports fans.